Right now at noon, the city of Goodman selects a new police chief, the third within the last year and a half. And skies clearing out. We are warm, but still technically below average across the area. We'll have a look at your forecast coming up. And how a grant is helping early childhood students in the Peoria tribe.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
News at noon, I'm Chris Warner. The Missouri crashed just after 7 a.m. west of County Highway Y in Newton County. Officials say 3 vehicles were involved in the crash. The person suffering critical injuries was taken by med flight to another hospital. US 60 was closed to traffic for more than 4 hours, but has now reopened. This is a developing story, and we'll have more information and details on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Bass Pro announces more layoffs in their marine division, as well as manufacturing plants in Miami, Oklahoma, and Lebanon and Bolivar, Missouri. According to the company, the latter 2 plants in the Ozarks laid off 10%, or about 100 workers. Bass Pro cited the, quote, current economic environment and slowing consumer demand as reasons for the layoffs. The city of Goodman, Missouri is now on its 3rd mayor and 3rd police chief in the past year and a half. The town's police chief, Samuel Townsend, resigned from his position following a failed bid to become the McDonald County Sheriff. Townsend took over as chief last year after the town's entire police force resigned following the election of Mayor John Bunch, who resigned from his position in February.
And they come in, kind of like with the blue flame, and they come in really ambitious and work hard. And I don't want to just leave Goodman high and dry or anything of that nature, and leave times for, all the hard work we've done of cleaning up the community to go in the toilet. So it was very good to be able to make contact with him several months ago, and be able to train him for my position. Should be a smooth turnover, and he would know everything he needed just right off the bat, and should be a smooth transition of protecting and serving the community.
Current Mayor Clay Sexton and the rest of the city officials promoted Assistant Police Chief Michael Akins to the position of chief. Akins released a statement, which you can find on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Also with Akins comes the city's first canine officer, Rocco, who is a 5-year-old Belgian Malinois. Now we're taking a quick look at your forecast. We had some clouds out there earlier this morning. Most of those have cleared out. MoDOT camera 20th and Rangeline showing us ample sunshine out there, and same from our camera on top of the Cornell complex downtown Joplin. About 20-30 minutes ago, we had a couple of stray clouds, but we don't even have that now. And we've got ample sunshine from the KDOT camera 69 in Kansas Crossing, of course, just south of Pittsburgh. Yesterday, we started the day at 64, made it up to 84, so another below normal day, and that's what we're on track for today as well. Sitting at 80 in Joplin, 77 in Pittsburgh, and temperatures around the region, again, not looking too bad. Upper 70s and low 80s here at the noon hour. As we go through the rest of the evening, we're still expecting those clear skies. Clouds will gradually begin to increase after midnight. We'll fall back down into the upper 60s by 11, so another pretty decent night. We'll have that light easterly wind. Could occasionally gust upwards of 15. Hotter weather, though, is on the way. We're going to break down those details for you in the full forecast, and that's coming up here in just a few more minutes. And the Peoria tribe in Miami has received a grant of more than $100,000 to increase access to healthy foods for students in their early childhood program. KOAM's Melissa Alexis has more on how the grant helps.
This upgrade is really exciting because, of course, being a mom of a toddler, they are all about their snacks.
Christina Spriggs is a mom of 1 who looks forward to her child having more healthy food options at Woodland Academy because the grant money will allow for kitchen expansion and reconstruction.
I keep my daughter's diet as clean as I can, but with the options that we have here locally, it can be really hard to do that sometimes, especially certain times of the year, unless you grow it yourself at home and know what you're putting in it directly.
The grant will help the Early Childhood Center do just that. The new garden will allow them to grow organic food, and they'll be able to buy produce from local sources. The director of early childhood, Jolynn Kaiser, says this is beneficial for the health of the children.
Ongoing pesticides are not healthy for children. It's just really difficult to do with huge farms. And so by being able to buy from local farmers, we can avoid all of that and hopefully improve the health outcomes of the children that consume the food here.
Not only is the garden beneficial health-wise, but it will also be educational for the kids to learn about the process of gardening and disconnect from screens.
Watch the produce begin to form and grow and change color. If things like forgetting to water your garden bed, what happens whenever you don't water your plants? They die, but that's a learning opportunity for them as well.
Having the outdoor gardens that the children will be able to have a hand in cultivating their own food, I'm really excited about that. Kids need to be outside. My toddler definitely needs to be outside. She needs to run, put her feet in some dirt and grass.
Peoria Chief Craig Harper says he's proud of the Peoria tribe's commitment to meet the nutritional needs of the community. Reporting in Miami, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
Now, the Woodland Academy serves between 60 and 100 meals a day, and this grant will help them achieve that. The City of Joplin announces a new program for new homeowners. The Joplin Homeowner Rehabilitation Program 2, or JHRP2, will act as a part of the city's community revitalization efforts. The program offers qualifying homeowners up to $25,000 for critical home repairs, including roof and siding replacements, HVAC upgrades, and more. To find out more about available locations and to see if you qualify, you can check this story out on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. The Joplin Police Department yesterday introduced 2 new officers to its force, K-9 officers. K-9 Max is an 18-month-old German Shepherd. Officer Ron Donahue is his handler. K-9 Bolt is a 16-month-old Belgian Malinois. And this is Officer Adam Brannon's 3rd K-9 over his Joplin police career. He stresses the importance of the dogs as they assist in patrols.
We need these dogs on the streets in Joplin. They're used a lot for narcotic searches, tracking of persons, and all building searches for persons if, the call comes that way.
Captain Will Davis says with the addition of these 2 new dogs to the force, they're now back to full K-9 staff. We're returning to fall sports. We'll have some tips on how to keep your student athletes safe this season. And later, we are making root beer chicken in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. As a parent, you always want to keep your kids safe, but what if your child is a student athlete? KOAM's Tanya Bach introduces us to a young football player who is ready to get back on the field after a broken bone sidelined him last fall.
You just gotta have fun.
The fun is just beginning for Hayden Murray as the fall football season gets underway.
He's ready for football. He's excited. It's his favorite sport, so he's ready to go far.
Hayden's mother, Ashley, says she's excited to see her 11-year-old don a Purple Dragon jersey again this year and hopes it's an accident-free season, unlike last year.
I was just running and then I kind of twisted my ankle, and then we checked it and it was fractured, and it was sprained a few times too. It was scary because I've never really, he was one of my first kids with a broken bone.
While Hayden's broken bone only benched him for a couple of weeks, injuries like his are a constant concern for coaches.
Even as a league, we have plenty of kids, but at the same point, we're all about giving them a chance to play and having fun. We want kids to come back and play in purple. And if we have a lot of injuries, I don't think a lot of people would come back.
The Junior Dragons Youth League puts a big focus on hydration and teaches kids proper tackling techniques to prevent concussions. But as in any sport, injuries can always happen. Allison Reed is the manager of sports medicine for Mercy Joplin and Southeast Kansas communities. Her best advice for any athlete is to properly stretch and condition.
They get in the weight room and work out with the team and the coaches, and flexibility is a big one, flexibility and mobility. So making sure they're ready for practices and games is a big one to prevent injuries, making sure they're strong enough.
Reed says it's also important to communicate with your team's trainer and coach.
Luckily, I don't think we've had a concussion in our league in the last 4 years, but I think just recognizing the symptoms, getting everybody on the same page, from the parents to the coaches.
A network that's all on the same team.
What are your goals for the season this year?
Just try harder, have fun, and do what I can do the best.
The best is yet to come. Reporting in Pittsburgh, Kansas, Tanya Bach, KOAM News.
Reed stresses the importance of student athletes checking in with their school's athletic trainer as they are the first line of support. Still,
we love root beer right out of the bottle, and when it's teamed with some ice cream, even better. But today, we're using it in a whole new way.
And we've got some hot weather on the way after these nice cool days that we've had here over the past several days. We'll have a look at your forecast, talk about those temperatures and the heat when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon. So we got another warm and mostly and with these below normal temperatures that we've been experiencing. It's been a nice break. Last week we had that dangerous heat to contend with. This week we've got the below normal temperatures, and well, if we're going to follow a pattern here, which is what Mother Nature's doing for us, next week we're going to go back to the heat. In fact, we're actually going to go back to it a little earlier than next week. As we head through the rest of the afternoon, again, still some cloud cover possible across some of our western counties. Get some mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. The rest of us still dealing with just clear and sunny skies. Now, once we get past midnight, we'll start to gradually have clouds increasing from west to east, and we'll start to go partly cloudy on our Thursday, and we're still going to be below normal for most of us, but we are looking to be close to. So at this point for Thursday, we're going to be at or just below normal, whereas Friday, we're going to be at or slightly above normal, and that's kicking off the warmer weather that's on the way. But as you can also see, we remain dry. Cloud cover or not, no precipitations expected, at least over the next couple of days. But as you can see, by Friday evening, take a look. We've got some 90s, we've got some low 90s out there. Average high is 90. So again, tomorrow at or below, Friday at or above. Here's a look at temperatures though around the area. So we're a little cooler. Monette, Cassville into the low 70s. The rest of us upper 70s and low 80s. So again, not doing too bad out there. It's definitely warm, but it is manageably warm outside. It's clear skies, still maybe a passing cloud or two for some of us, and some partly cloudy skies out west. And east winds at 5 to 10. Still occasional gusts upwards of 15, 20 miles an hour still possible out there. As we head into the evening hours, we'll have those mostly clear skies because, again, clouds won't really start increasing until after midnight. Another below normal night, falling back into the low 60s. And as we head into our Thursday, still dry, still below normal across the area as well. We're looking at those highs, though, upper 80s for most of us, but some of us could be about 90 degrees. As you know, it's a little warmer further south and west in our viewing area. So some of you may reach 90, but we shouldn't exceed average for our Thursday. And winds are going to start shifting out of the southeast at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Then we've got the heat to contend with, and that's what's going to show up on the extended forecast. By Friday, so we're going to be at or a little above normal as we go low 90s out there. Sunny skies, it's definitely going to feel hot. So we head into the weekend and the start of next week, temperatures start warming into the mid-90s. We've got those pop-up storm chances, and the problem with those storms is while we do need the rain, absolutely, they also feed off of daytime heating and that moisture in the air. And that moisture is what's going to give us some problems where we could see those heat index values into the weekend and next week going close to 100 degrees. So if you do have some weekend plans out there, you want to make sure that you're keeping an eye on the heat index values. Also keep an eye on the weather with the pop-up storm chances. And then for schools next week, school activities, recess, just make sure you're keeping an eye on the latest weather reports, checking in on the heat index values because you don't want to risk anything. Now, if we're lucky, we have a system coming in late Thursday, and if it holds together, take a look at what it does. Drops our lows from 95 as a high to 60 as a low, maybe even some upper 50s, and we'll be in the low 80s by Friday. So we're certainly hopeful for that system to cool us back off, but as we get into the weekend, we just need to be prepared for that summer heat to make an unfortunate return across the 4 states. Well, make sure you stick around because we're making root beer chicken in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. Picture this. It's a hot summer day like we're about to experience. You're outside, you're doing some grilling. You've got a cold root beer right there on the table with you, and you're grilling up some great chicken. Fantastic pairing, a great meal, right? Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen has found a way to combine those two, and he's going to show us how to make root beer chicken. That's not root beer plus chicken. This is root beer chicken in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
When it comes to flavors that shout summer, It's easy to think about lemon or strawberry, but to me, root beer is near the top of my list. A frosty mug of it is so refreshing, and when you team it with ice cream, it even gets better. Today, we're using root beer as a key ingredient in our barbecue chicken. We start by roasting some bone-in chicken before heading out to the grill. That way, we can be sure the chicken is cooked through and the barbecue sauce won't burn. While our chicken is roasting, we make a homemade barbecue sauce by combining ketchup, a touch of Worcestershire sauce, a few seasonings, light brown sugar, lemon juice, and a good amount of root beer. It adds a spicy, sweet flavor to the sauce. Once our chicken is cooked through and our sauce has simmered for a bit, we slather the sauce over our cooked chicken and head out to the grill to finish things off. And since the sauce never touched any raw chicken, we can keep basting the chicken while it cooks. Once the chicken starts to get all those crispy grill marks, it's ready to serve. One bite is all it takes, and you'll never want to make barbecue chicken any other way. So, what are you waiting for? Go online now and get the recipe for root beer chicken to add to your summertime lineup. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a rootin' tootin' way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. Good. Barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce. Now that's a fantastic looking meal. With summertime, it's here. We're running out of time before fall sets in. Great opportunities to get out there and grill us. And don't forget yesterday's recipe, bacon cheddar deviled eggs. You pair it up with root beer chicken, you've got yourself one heck of a summer meal. And if that's still not good enough for you, you can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just head to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Now, here's a look at 4-state market prices. All right, again, below normal today, at or slightly below normal tomorrow, at or slightly above normal by Friday, and then the heat kicks back in. Mid-90s heading into the weekend and next week, some pop-up storm chances. Could see those heat index values climbing back up to 100, so some heat to have to contend with.
Yeah, root beer chicken weather is what that is.
Exactly, it is root beer chicken weather.
Yeah.
What do you got for us at 5 while they're cooking that chicken?
Well, a lot's coming up at 5. For starters, the race for the White House continues. And at tonight's Democratic National Convention, Governor Tim Walz is set to accept his party's nomination as vice president. Plus, students in the 4 states continued to return to class this week. We're going to take you to Missouri Southern's Community Day. And students in McDonald County, Missouri get to witness government in action as Missouri Governor Mike Parson signs a House bill in Pineville. Hope you'll join us for those stories, a lot more at 5.
All right, now thank you. And thank you all so much for joining us. We'll be back here tonight at 5. Have a great rest of your afternoon.